Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are making this fruit or vegetable sack or little bag if you prefer that. I think it's a really cool and it's really quick and easy and very simple little project, and it's very handy. I actually use these myself. When I go to a farmer's market or something like that, I'll get my apples or potatoes or something like that in this bag because it's sustainable, it's reusable. I am always doing mine in cotton because if they get dirty, they're really easy to clean. You can of course also add a closing to this. I'll show you that at the end of the video, how we can put in a cord and be able to seal the bag. The pattern is really easy, so we'll start with that. And we're going to make two pieces and then we're going to crochet them together out here on the side. So I'm going to show you that afterwards, and then at the end I have a few suggestions on how we can make something to close the bag off with. So let's jump right into the tutorial. So we're going to start with the foundation chain. So we're going to make a slip knot. Your foundation chain needs to be a multiple of 4 plus 2. So for my purple bag I chained 30, but for the purpose of this video I think we're going to chain, let's do 18. So it's 4 by 4, so it's 16 plus 2. Make sure you don't make your foundation chain too tight, so let's just get started. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So again, don't make it too tight, just nice and loose. You need to have a minimum of 10 for your foundation chain, but I think 10 will be way too small. But you can experiment with it. But as I mentioned, for my purple bag, I had 30 in my foundation chain. We're going to skip the first 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so number 6. Chain 6 over here. I like to use the back loop on my chain just because I think it makes a prettier foundation chain. So we're going to go in there and we're going to put in a single crochet. So this gives us our first little loop out here. Then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. So in the 4th chain over here, we're going to go down and put in a single crochet. Like that. And that gives us 2 chains. The important thing here is to make sure you don't twist your foundation chain too much. Again, going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and this is number 4. So go down there and create a single crochet. Whoops. Like that. And then you should have 4 chains left. And we do. So chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we go over to this last chain over here. So skip 3 and into the last one and put in a single crochet. So this creates our foundation with our 4 little loops. And from now on, it's just a repeat. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to turn our work. And now you really have to be careful that your foundation chain doesn't twist, so you don't, get to work in this one instead of this one. So just straighten it out. If you have a lot more chains than we do now, you really want to pay attention. We'll go into our chain, go around it, come up, and put in a single crochet. And this is how it goes. So we chain 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go into the next chain over here. Make sure it's not twisted. And put in a single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Find your next chain over here. Go in, put in a single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. We'll do that again. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you have your last chain out here. And just go in and put in a single crochet. And this gives us our pattern. So again, and this goes for every round. Chain 5, turn your work, find your first chain, go in, put in a single crochet. So you can just go ahead and do that, make it as wide as you want and as high as you want. And I'll show you next how we can assemble the back. So here are my sample. It's all done, as you can see. It's quite high, but I like it that way, and I want a bigger one. I made a second one, so you need to make 2 pieces. So here's the second one. And I'm going to lay them on top of each other and crochet them together. So I marked out where my tail end was. It was over here. I just weaved it in, and so it's in this side, on this side. And I'm going to have this lay flat underneath the other one. So I'm just removing my stitch markers and putting my project a little to the side. So this will be one side, and this will be the other side. And then you just lay them flat over each other. Let's pull the hook out like that. And you can, if you shake them a little bit, you can easily see them lining up perfectly. One good thing to do though is to mark out your corners so you're sure where they're at. So I'm just gonna I have my 2 corners down here. I'm just gonna mark them out with a stitch marker together, and then you can see they align perfectly down here. So over here is our second corner. I'm going to mark that out like that, and then we can start attaching them. So now I'm ready to start crocheting them together. I put in a few stitch markers along the way just to make sure that I'm always in the right spot. I'll start by chaining 1, and then I go down underneath, so I'm under both pieces, and I come up and I put in 2 single crochets like that, and just stretch out your work so you can see what you're doing. I find that with my crochet style and my tension, I need to put in 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and so on, single crochets on each side. But you can test that out a little bit. Maybe you only need to put in 2 single crochets, or maybe you need 3 single crochets in each, or like me, where you have to change it up a little bit as you go, but you will see that. So again, if you stretch out your work as you go, it makes it a lot easier to see where you're at. So I'm just going to put in 3 single crochets. I'm not crocheting very tightly right now. I have a very loose tension just because I don't want it to kind of crumble up, but this actually looks okay. And when you're done, you can decide whether or not you want this crochet kind of border where we crochet together, if you want that on the inside of the back or the outside. I think I actually prefer it on the outside. I think it gives a little edge to the project. But if you don't like it, you can just make sure that it's facing inward. So that was 3, and again I'm stretching out my project and laying it flat as I go, so it makes it easier for me to see where I'm at. When you get to the corner, I suggest you kind of test out how many you need. I think I need 4 or 5 for my corners not to look weird. But again, you can test that out, and maybe you don't have the same, you probably don't have the same tension as I do, so I think this is one of those things where you need to test it out a little bit. So we're almost at the corner. I just want to show you the corner, and then we can meet up over at the beginning of the project. So 3, and 2, and now we're down here at the bottom, and one corner will look a little bigger than the other because that's just the way the pattern are. So this is a big corner, so I think I'll go with 5 in here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think that will be okay, and then you just turn your work a little bit. Again, make sure you are in the right place. I think at the bottom I'll do 3 in each, because for some reason our foundation chains are a little bit bigger. So I think I'll do 3 in each. But let's meet up over at the beginning or at the end of this round, just before you get to the top. So I'll continue down here, do my corner, and continue all the way up here. And I'll meet you over here, and we can talk about how to make a nice finish. So now I'm up here at my last row. But as you can see over here, we kind of didn't start at the very last row, but just right under here. So I kind of want to leave this one open as well. But I think I will go up and do 1 single crochet just to make sure that it's more closed over here. Then you're just going to fasten off, and then we can talk about how we can make a nice closing for this back. So I have some different suggestions for you for closing up your back. You can do whatever you like. This is just something I have been playing around with. So the first one here, I just added this satin ribbon in a white color to make it a little more, you know, to get the contrast. I think this looks really nice. I closed it in, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 row or something from the top. You can of course also close it all the way up here if you prefer that. It also depends on how big your bag is. You can also just use some like normal cord, or here I just tied 2 pieces of yarn together and made a cord, and you can also crochet one. So here it's just a single crochet, a foundation chain, and then I added 1 single crochet into each afterwards. I think this is about 70. I think I chained 71 and then made a total of 70 single crochets, and it fits okay for this 30 this back where I chained 30 in the beginning. So that's really nice as well. As you can see, I did the closing here in the middle of the back. So if we turn it around like that, so it's here. But you can also put it out on the side, so you just have to pull from one side. So imagine they were sitting out here and you would just pull. I just put them under every other of these, and that makes sure I can just pull on this and the back closes up really nicely. You could just turn it over like this and do like a little bow or something like that. I think this was all for the video today. I hope you have fun with this project and wants to do it. If you have any comments or question about this or any other thing really, just leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. So have a great day.